Hi everyone, welcome back to the Esther Sanjay channel. Hope you are doing well. So, as you probably know, and as you can see in my screen as well, recently Playwright introduced something called Playwright CLI. So, in today's video, we are going to understand what exactly Playwright CLI is, how it is different from MCP server using Cloud Code. And if you don't have Cloud Code with subscription, don't worry. You can use any agentic tool which supports MCP server and Playwright CLI. And the concepts remain same. And probably in the next video, we will explore more about Playwright CLI with some more practical examples like taking screenshot, videos, tracing, all other functionalities. So let's get started. So if you see, let's see what actually in this document is saying. So CLI is modern coding agent increasingly favors CLI based workflows exposed as skills over MCP because CLI invocation are more token efficient. They avoid loading large tool schemas and verbose accessibility trees into model context, allowing agent to act through the concise purpose-built commands. Okay, and this makes CLI skills better suited for high throughput coding agent that must balance browser automation with larger code bases, tests, and reasoning with limited context windows. Right. So if all these terms like CLI, MCP server, as you already know, token, skills, okay, the verbose accessibility trees, model context. If you are not much aware about it, don't worry at all. In this video, we are going to break everything down step by step. And most importantly, we will see these things in practical. Okay. So here you can see the MCP. So first what we will do, we will see the MCP. Okay. So you see the MCP remains relevant, still relevant for the specialized agent loop that benefit from persistent state, rich introspection, and iterative reasoning over page structure, like exploratory automation, self-healing test. So MCP is not going anywhere. It has still its value, but here we are trying to see how we can use less context to do more work. Okay. So let's head over to MCP Playwright MCP page to install the MCP in our Cloud Code. So you see there are all those different agents you can use. So we will be using here the Cloud Code. So if you go somewhere, it will be Cloud Code. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to add it in our in our Cloud. So I will use the command prompt for that, and let me quickly create a directory, or let me go to cd downloads. Okay, and here I will create a directory just like MCP learning. Okay, and cd learning. Okay, and here I will add this Playwright MCP server. So yeah, so added studio MCP server Playwright with command this one to local config this one. So if you go here, we can see our MCP server that JSON got updated. Okay, so if you are already aware about MCP server, you see we have something like this will be added. Okay, so we are not going inside and see, but yeah, you understood. Now what we will do here, we will now as we have added the MCP server, let's see what's the context. So for that, before that, I need to start our Claude. Right? So to start Claude, so we can use this. Okay, and it is saying that we can execute all this code. So let's start with proceed, and then you see. So our this we have already added our MCP server with the Claude, right? So let's see context. Okay, so if you do the context, so you see all these tools has already been added. All the we have 22 tools. Okay, and all these tools has already been added to the Claude. Now this is very, very important things which we have to understand. So this is, context windows, which we were talking while reading the documentation, right? And you can see there are multiple this estimated usage of the context. Okay, so what exactly are these things? Let's first understand what is context windows. So it is the maximum number of tokens the model can see and process at one time in a single session. Okay, so you can think of it's like a whiteboard. So whatever fits in this whiteboard, Claude can see and use, and whatever doesn't fit, Claude simply cannot see it. So this is very basic, the definition you can say. So in our case, we are working with 200k tokens, 200k tokens context windows. And if you see here, there are different this usage. For example, system prompt, system tools, MCP tools, message, free space. So what exactly these system prompts and system tools? So these are like Claude's internal stuff. So the built-in these are like built-in instructions. These are here this we can say like you are AI assistant, do this, and all those instructions are inside this system prompt. Okay, and this is like a built-in capabilities. Okay, so actual tools, functions, Claude actual tools and functions, and all these things are defined here. For example, read files, write files, run the code, and all those things. So these things Claude loads automatically in every session. Okay, so we are not going to into deep for these. Okay, just to know that it will always be there and consuming some tokens in the background. Okay, now this is very, very important part for us. Okay, so you see MCP tools, and it is already consumed 3.6k tokens. Okay, which is 1.8%. Okay, without doing anything. So these are Playwright MCP MCP tool definitions. Okay, so when all these every single tools get registered with Claude, then these tokens get already consumed. So when we did run the command like Claude MCP add, the first command, then on that time all of these tool schemas are loaded into context windows. Okay, so you see before running our single test, 3.6k tokens has been used, right? And so that's the one thing you just like keep in mind. We will see later like how it is different from a Playwright CLI. Okay, so now we have a clear picture what's already loaded. Okay, and this is some message like some message already, but it's a 0%. So this will get increased when we do more communication with the Claude with the MCP server. Okay, so I will ask the Claude to go to github.com and just click, so let me ask, and we will see how the tokens are getting increased, and it is filling the context windows. Okay, hope you got the idea. So now let me go to the github.com and just click sign in and sign up button to check if the working. Just simply, I'm just like writing some statement to just check these buttons functionality, whether buttons are enabled or working fine. Okay, let's see what is happening. Okay, cool. So it is saying I'll navigate to this one, and it triggered this navigate to URL MCP, and yeah. So let me make it yes. So you see, we are in the cloud. So yeah. So here is the interesting thing. You see. So we are getting 625 lines. Let me show you. Okay, Control O first. So you see, this is. So what is happening here? So when Claude uses this MCP tool to navigate to this github.com, it's immediately, like after landing on this page, it's take this snapshot. Okay. Now this snapshot is not just like a kind of screenshot. It's a structured representation of everything visible on this page. You see how bigger it is. Okay. So every element, like every button, every link, all these captured as this YML snapshot and loaded directly into the context windows. Okay. And this is how Claude understands the page, and it reads this snapshot like like a map. You can think of like a map, and after that it uses this ref ID, okay, to identify and interact with specific element. So this is basic concept how Claude or how MCP server interact with the web page. Okay, now let me show you one interesting thing. Okay, so now we saw earlier that we had 8 token, right? So now if you do the context, now let's see. So because that whatever the snapshot this Claude took, it went into the context windows. So now you see that it grows to 12.9k tokens, right? So this is increasing hugely, just because we are keeping that snapshot into these context windows, right? So now let's continue and see what's going on. Okay, into the yes. So I can see it got it's clicked the sign in button working fine, and it again give this 74 lines. This is again a snapshot. So I'll continue with this. So it successfully navigated to login page, and let me test the sign up button. So if you see the context again, so it has increased. So again, let's see. So sign up button working correctly, and again you see it is returning the context. So see how much, like every time it has to do something, it is returning and loaded that into context windows, and that's how it is keep growing with every action. Okay, so now let's at the end, what's the context windows, what's the context it took, and you see it's around 50k tokens has been used. Okay, let's keep this screenshot, and we will compare with the CLI, but yeah. So okay, okay, just keep it. Now this is fine, so you can do more exploration on it, but for now this one. Now let's see how we can use the Playwright CLI. So I will go here, okay, and I will install the Playwright CLI. So this is simple step. So let me open another command prompt, and here also I will quickly go to downloads to show something, and I will create TRR and CLI learnings, okay, and cd something, okay, perfect. Now what is the command? Let me quickly see. So this is the command. You can install CLI, paste in there, and yeah, so you see it is getting installed. Okay, full packages in 5 minutes, and let's see what is the tools available. Perfect. So it's a very simple, right? So you see these are the tools: Playwright CLI, this one Playwright CLI. So if you go to the page also, you see there that these tools are available. Okay, so these two. So this is very interesting. You can either run by yourself also, or agent can also read it. Okay, so but mostly like it is saying that it's good for agentic way, but we can do in both way. Perfect. So now what we will do, the next step is that if you go and here, okay, so there is another term we saw that this one, and installing skilled. So Cloud Code, GitHub Copilot, and other will use the locally installed skills. So we have to install the skills. So if you're not aware about the skill, don't worry. I'll show you where to learn from. So let's first do this one, and it's installed, right? So now let me show you what exactly this skills is. So it's open the VS Code. Okay, so this is my VS Code, and you see, so CLI learnings, and see 2 folders it's got created, and this is very, very important. So plot, skills, and Playwright CLI, and here you can see these definitions. So this is skill.md, okay, and it includes some reference as well. So if you want to learn more about skills, I would highly suggest to go to this page, and you can learn about it more. Okay, so here if you go, so you can understand what is skills and all those things. So what are skills? So skills are like lightweighted open format for extending AI agent capabilities. So basically skill is a simple folder containing this skill.md file, okay, and that's it. It's just a folder with markdown file inside it. Okay, so you see this is the md file, and this is basically a skill, and this skill.md file has like name, so you can see that name and description and the instructions that tells the AI how to perform a specific task. Okay, so that is basically skills, nothing else. So you can think of it's like a standard operating procedure document that you hand to a new employee when someone join. So you don't teach them everything upfront, right? So you just give them this standard operating procedure document and say, okay, you don't you need to do this task. Whenever you need to do this task, follow this instruction, something like that. So now if you go to this here, so there are three three steps where how skill works. Okay, so we will understand it on the context of our this CLI. Okay, so what is happening, let me first quickly tell you, then we will see in the practical. Okay, so when like we start the Cloud Code, okay, it only reads name and description, okay, of this Playwright CLI skill, just 2 lines. Okay, so it is something like use this like this skill, okay, to automate the browser actions like navigate, click, screenshot, something, automate browser interaction for web, this one. So this reads the description. Okay, and then the next step, you see, activation. So in our case, now when you give a Claude a task like we give, right, that go to GitHub and verify the sign in button or something like that, then what it will do, Claude read that task, okay, and matches it with the Playwright CLI skill description. So what exactly it is trying to say, and then it reads the skill full, this skill dot md, okay, and then it add into the context. So you see, till now we don't have anything on the context, but think of the MCP server. When we did it, as soon as we added the Playwright MCP server, it consumes like around 3.6k or something tokens, right? So this is the one beautiful thing, how to save the context. Now the last one is execution. So what execution is that? So Claude follows the instruction again from this skill.md and runs simple like CLI command. Okay, if I ask like open the page, then it will go here, it load it, and it will understand, okay, and run as per our instruction. Okay, and optionally, and here you can see that optionally loading reference file or executing bundle of code if it is needed. So you see, if we want to say video recording these, and then only it will go to a specific .md file and do this. So this is just basic idea of skill. If you want to learn more, you go through it or let me know. I can create any video, interactive video as well. But for today, this is sufficient, I think, to understand. So now let's go to our command prompt and let's do some action. Okay. So what we will do, we will ask the same task. So use the Playwright skills and Playwright CLI and github.com and click on the sign in button to check if this. Okay, so before that, let me copy this. Okay, and let me see what's in the context window. So we need to plot. Okay, let's proceed. And here, let me see what's there in the context windows now. So you see, the skills only 68 tokens. Okay, because it added the name and the description. Now message is also less. So you see, by all this, it's a 19k token already. It's used. Okay. So now let's do this. So one more thing, the skills, this Playwright CLI runs in the headless mode, so we can't see it here, but there is a way to run in the headed mode as well. We will see those things in the next video. So you see, successfully loaded skill, one tool allowed. So now, so here, okay, and browser type and 12 lines. Now let me take the snapshot to see current page structure. So you see, here also it is taking the snapshot, but the difference is that I'll show you. So the difference is that while it is running, so if you refresh it, so you see, so all the snapshots are getting saved in the disk. Okay. And there in the MCP server, you saw, right, the snapshots are registered into the context windows itself, which is consuming the more context. So that's the key difference. That, let me reiterate it. So the key difference is that instead of streaming entire accessibility trees like we saw in the MCP server into context windows, Playwright CLI saves everything to this disk. Okay, and lets the coding agent decide what it actually need, and then it read, and then it work. Okay, and that's how it saves the context. You got it? And it also took the screenshot for us. And now let's see what is the context it took, and we will compare with. So you see 36k token, right? And there, how much? 50k tokens, right? Same task, 50k token. Now if you do more like create video tracing and all those things, probably you will save more tokens. This is just very simple example, so it is not much difference because most of the tokens are taken by the system prompt and all, right? So this is the difference which I wanted to show. So to summarize, like what actually architectural difference, that MCP stores the accessibility tree in the context windows, whereas Playwright CLI save it in a file or disk. Okay, that's it. That is the core architectural difference. Cool. So we will explore more in the next videos, like taking screenshot, video tracing, as I told, headed mode, and all these things using GitHub Copilot, so that we will learn how we can use it in using GitHub Copilot as well. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.